I'm Ed Crawley. I'm a Ford Professor of Engineering at MIT and a Professor of Aeronautics and Astronautics. I'm a serial entrepreneur, an educator, and a researcher. Sort of, I think, typical of what MIT professors do. In the course of my career here at MIT, I've had the opportunity to start 4 technology-based startups, which conveniently are called ACX, Bioscale, Carrot, DataZoo, and Ecotrip. That's actually 5. It counts 1 that I started with my wife. And the pattern of each of these startups has been virtually identical. Of course, a startup is a lot about the people and the relationship of trust that you have amongst the founding team. So the most convenient thing to do at MIT is actually just start these with your former students, because you already have a long-term relationship, you know what they're capable of, you know something about their strengths and weaknesses, and of course, if you pick them right, they're the carriers of the technology as well. So you can always start a team around 1 or 2 of your former students, build it with some other professional talent, and get a startup running. ACX was sort of a classic technology push story. We had developed for NASA a technology for vibration dampening for optical systems in spacecraft. So we said, well, now we have a technology, there must be a market for which this technology will work. We created ACX, looked for market opportunities, and after a rather long 8-year walk in the wilderness, identified semiconductor manufacturing as a close and analog to space-based optical measurements because it's a photolithography process. And we were able to reduce the vibration, reduce the jitter in the photolithography stage of semiconductor manufacturing, and sold the company off to Cymer, a semiconductor manufacturing company, after about 10 years, after about 8 years. So that has all of the elements of a story, right? It's got MIT professor, former MIT students, an MIT technology developed for one market where it's probably not viable economically, but then applied to another market where it is economically viable, and not only that, but contributes to society, contributes to the industrial development. So that was A, that's ACX, which we sold in 2000. Company B, and by the way, I didn't notice that these were A, B, and C, and D until we got to D. Company B was Bioscale. That I started with a former student of mine, starting to sound familiar, to commercialize a technology which had at its core another type of vibration sensing, but actually was licensed from the Draper Laboratory in about 2002. And the objective of this technology was protein detection. We built the most sensitive balance, the most sensitive measurement device for proteins that is still to this day available. So this is yet another technology push story. This was a technology that was developed at MIT and at Draper Lab for biological measurement, but the commercialization of it took place in this outside company that we founded in 2002 with a former student. And several other of my former students went and worked as the CTO and the principal technical product developers.